Right, hello everyone, and welcome to Warren's Team Talk. And today I'm absolutely delighted to say that I've been joined by the top man, Luca, and we've been trying to get this sorted out for quite a while now, several months, and to one thing and another, we haven't been able to do it. But finally today we've got our act together, and we're going to have a chat about Luca's life as an Arsenal fan, and he's going to have opportunity to tell you about his channel. So before we get started, me questioning him and interrogating him, right, Luca, do you want to just talk to people about your channel?
Yeah, what I do is I started this YouTube channel. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I started this YouTube channel in lockdown in 2020, around August. I think it's like August the 4th or something in 2020. I thought I'd start bringing a channel. I had a previous channel called Arsenal Vlogs, but I got rid of it because of personal reasons and I got exposed. So I had that for about a couple of years. But anyway, I created this channel it was originally called This Is Luca's Life. Originally, I started it August 2020 in lockdown. I thought, you know what, we had the lockdown for nearly 2 years, a year and a half. I thought I have something to do, so I couldn't do anything. So I thought, you know what, I started a YouTube channel, and I thought, you know what, it originally was meant to be about day out vlogs, traveling, and then people started getting interested in that. Then I started turning it into football content. I changed it to Luca AFC, Arsenal football content, because a lot of people thought it was called awesome football content, but it's not. It's Arsenal football content, right? So I changed it Luca AFC, I say maybe around about a year ago, right? And I thought I wanted to do some football content. Like what I tend to do is I started this channel in August 2020. The channel's going all right. It did start. Look, it's not about views. It's not about that. It's not about numbers. It's not about how many people you get watching. It's just about obviously enjoying yourself, meeting people, just smashing content out and work hard, because I've been monetized on my channel. Of course, it took me about 2 years to get it monetized. So yeah, man, and I'm monetized on the channel. But it's not about that. It's about taking part. It's about having fun, putting a smile on your face. And it doesn't matter how many views you get. I could get 10 views. It doesn't matter about that, man. It's just about smashing content and meeting people on YouTube. And that's how you meet people, man. And for me, I started this channel a few years ago, and I'm enjoying it, man. I don't upload every day. I am starting to upload. I made 2 streams yesterday in the evening because I went away for about a week. So I was in Somerset for about a week, so with the partners. So that's why I started putting out a few Arsenal content, talking about this. I did my end of the season review last night, if you want to go and have a look. And then I did another stream as well. So if you want to go and have a look and check that out. So that's what I do on my YouTube channel. I do the odd day out vlogs maybe, because I used to really love them. But I do match reactions, previews with other collabs with other supporters and fans. And yeah, man, I'm doing well. I am struggling to get to 3,200. I'm on 3.17, which is I'm on 3,175. So if we can get to 3,200, well, the original target was to get it from last week, from the end of the season. But now it will get there eventually, man. It takes time, these things, man. And YouTube is a playing game. So that's what about me, man. Luca AFC, man.
Good man. Thanks for that, mate. And I think you're going on a channel tonight, aren't you? I thought I saw you mentioned like doing an end of season review on someone's channel tonight.
I've done that already.
Did you?
On my one.
Yeah, you was on with what's the fella's name? An American chap.
Steve.
Possibly. No, TJ Warren or something.
Yeah. No, he came on my channel yesterday.
Oh, okay.
We had him, Jez, TJ, Steve came on. It was those 3, and we had some other fan called Raphael or something like that. And he doesn't have a YouTube channel. He was just coming in the comments, and we went live for about 2.5 hours.
So I remember the first time I ever saw you, you were like absolutely raging, right? Because Italy had got knocked out of the World Cup by Northern Ireland or something.
Yeah.
Like you were kicking off.
I did a match reaction straight after the game. I can't remember how many views it got, but it was quite recent. We didn't qualify for the World Cup because I'm Italian. I've got my father's full Italian, and he's born in Lecce, which is down south. And I was born in this country, but I'm half. So I was born in England.
No, I get it, mate, and that I felt your pain, and I just thought, oh, this poor fella. It's like because Italy's like one of the elite. I mean, going back from when I was a kid, Italy would like be in finals, semi-finals every season.
This is the thing. This is the thing with the
and got knocked out. The fans would go mental.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Yeah, but this is the thing, Warren, and I 100% agree with the Azzurri, right? We always step up when it comes to a tournament. Like we'll raise our game in a tournament. Like we can have the shittest squad, the rubbish squad, right? And we still get to a quarter-final, semi-final, and we're not as good now, right? We failed to qualify for the World Cup for 2 competitive times in a row. I'm hoping we qualify for the Euros, which I expect us to finish second, to be honest, behind England. So England are just quite good now, to be honest. But I know England don't win the tournaments, but they still have a very good team, and they've got the squad to do it. It's just the mentality which lets them down. It's just they find it difficult to gel together. So I think with Italy, I just think Mancini's called up. Like I look at the squad, it's like you've got a good defence, but what has let us down is the attackers. We've never had, like people were talking about Mario Balotelli. Now I've got to a point thinking, the more longer this goes on, that you're not calling up the player, you think you're starting to give up. It's like Balotelli. I wanted Balotelli in the last World Cup. I think he plays in Turkey somewhere. I don't know where he plays. I think he's like 31, 32. So he's not particularly that old, but he's getting to that stage. So Italy don't have a centre forward. We've got Chiesa, but he hasn't been the same player as he was when he was killing goals in the Euros, where he was scoring goals. Immobile got called up to the last international break, but never even actually got into because he turned out to be injured, apparently. Bonucci as well has not even featured. He'll probably feature maybe in the Nations League, because we've got Spain in the Nations League this month coming, so in a couple of weeks. And the problem with Italy is that we don't have many options. Like I'm looking for, we have Wilfred Gnonto from Leeds. Think about the players we've had. Like he doesn't call up Insigne.
That team that you had in the early 80s was just unreal. It was every single position was someone vying for like best player in the world. Right? It was ridiculous. You had Maldini, you had Dino Zoff, you had Tardelli, you had Paolo Rossi, Altobelli. It was just bonkers.
Not gonna lie, I wasn't born, right? I wasn't born.
And then you had Don Carlo in the team and all.
I wasn't born in 1982, right? But the trouble is, I remember people were telling me Italy had a great squad in 1982. Like Italy dominated that tournament in 1982. We torn everyone apart in that 82 World Cup.
Did
right?
I remember you beat the Germans 3-1 in the final, and the Germans then were a proper outfit.
Brilliant back in the day.
Like now,
Germany now are just trash. They're bang average. Like they don't have many world-class players in their team. Probably have about 3 or 4 world-class players, but other than that, they don't have any world-class players. Like Germany used to be good in the early 2000s. Like recently, the best 2000s I've experienced with Germany was probably the 2010 World Cup. That's when I thought Germany were brilliant. Got to the final. Of course, they lost to Spain, but no, wait, I think it might have been Spain-Holland. I can't remember. But anyway, Germany got far in that. I think it was quarter-final, semi-final. But Germany still had a good team, right? But I look at Italy now, I just think, look, Mancini with us, he's building a young generation. And that's what it is these days. You have to build in players through the under-21s. Yes, we've got the Bonucci's and the Jorginho, the Verratti's, the Immobile still, but Chiellini's retired. Bonucci said he's going to play 1 more year, right, in his career. So he's going to retire this sort of time next year. But why does he not call up Bastoni from Inter Milan? Gianluca Mancini for Roma, who played in the Europa League final the other night, right? But he's calling up all these random... Sandro Tonali from AC Milan got to a Champions League semi-final, was meant to be the next Pirlo, right? Why does he not get called up? Why are Italy calling up all these random individual players who people don't watch? Look at Scamacca. Scamacca's not even being called up, right?
I know, mate. It's baffling. It really is. But
I give Mancini to the European Championship qualifiers. If he does not qualify, he has to be sacked. And the thing is, Conte hasn't got a job. So I bring Conte back because we had Conte, right, in Euro 2016. We beat the holders in that competition when they won it in 2012, Spain, and we lost on penalties to Germany, 6-5, right, on penalties in the quarterfinals. I want Italy, right, to qualify because the difference is in the Euro qualifiers, top 2 go through automatic. In the World Cup, there's a playoff place, which I think technically they should put top 2 in the World Cup first playoff because it makes it easier. But obviously, I don't know what it is, but the next World Cup in 2026 is going to be more teams. So, which is going to be very interesting. And what I want to see with Roberto Mancini is that, yes, he's building a young generation. And yes, there's not many old players left, right? All the old players are retired. And you still get the odd players who are still playing about with their countries. But Bonucci ain't going to last long. You've got to start building a foundation. You've got to start building a young generation. Like, for me, you've got to build potentially like, I want Bastoni to be called up, Mancini to be. We've got Spinazzola. He's a very good player, but he's been injured pretty much a whole year. And then he started to come back. And I thought Spinazzola's a quality left back. I think he's got a very good shooting accuracy. He's left-footed. He's a left back. I look at him, mate. For me, I think he's quality. I think it'd be a great placement for Kieran Tierney. But Spinazzola, for me, he's quality, man. So, and even we've got Di Lorenzo as well. He'd be a quality right back up for Ben White. So, we've got.
Do you think Conte would go back to the national team though?
Why not? I think the door's open for him, but I don't think he will. But for me, we need someone like that. He knows how to fix his team up.
Yeah.
Italy are capable of fixing
it.
Before.
You know what you're getting with him. He's a proven winner.
He is. For Tottenham, it didn't work out because he didn't. But the reason why it didn't work out because it's Tottenham, and second because it's Daniel Levy.
Exactly. That there is the problem. It's Daniel Levy. Levy is the issue at that club. 100%.
Yeah, he is. Tottenham about to get Celtic manager. It's embarrassing.
No, it is. It's shocking.
We'll be beaten this season.
So, where did it all start for you? Let's start it off by saying, but if you just tell us where you were born, where you grew up, and what it was like supporting the team where you grew up and whatnot.
Arsenal in general.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Basically,
because, sometimes people change their teams when they're really young and stuff like that. So how was it for you, Luke? Where were you born? Where did you grow up? And how did you sort of get into the team that you started following as a kid?
Yeah. Basically, I was born in 1994. I'm 29 years old. So technically, I started liking football probably around 2005, 6, 7, something like that. I never used to like football. I used to like get into animate stuff. I used to like Pokemon, all that, Yu-Gi-Oh, and all that stuff back in the day. I'm 29 years old, 30 next year. So I started supporting Arsenal right at the end after Highbury, after the Champions League final. A few friends of mine, I had a neighbour of mine, got me into football, and I thought, no, I don't want to watch football. And I thought, okay, I'll learn about the history. I just watched it. I thought I put something on. Someone told me about Arsenal. Someone learned about the history about Arsenal. I thought, you know what? I watched a few histories, and I watched the old days back in all time, like the 89s, when we won the league in 2004, which is currently still waiting for a league title. But anyway, besides that, man, I grew up in the southeast. So technically, I got into football. I played football. I played for MK Don Set as well. I played for the disability.
Sorry?
MK Dons. Have you heard of MK Dons?
Yeah, I know about MK Dons. Yeah,
MK Dons set. I played for the younger team, like disability team or something like that. So I played for them for probably about 9 or 10 years. Then I left during the lockdown, and then yeah, man, I started getting into my workout, started getting into the gym. I go to the gym. I was at the gym today. I just get out and about, man. I supported Arsenal because of the history. My favourite player of all time had to be Thierry Henry and Cesc Fabregas. I used to go to the Emirates Cup every single year, and quite frankly, I went to the Emirates Cup from 2008 to 2014, and I think the Emirates Cup is still going. I'm not sure. There was like an Arsenal Members Day, right? And I used to go every single year. They've stopped that now. So I went there every single year from 2008 to 2014. And quite frankly, I went to the Emirates Cup. I used to go every year to the Emirates Cup. I used to go to quite a lot of home games. And away tickets were very difficult. The only time I've only been to like 3 away games in my life. I went to West Brom away in New Year's Eve in 2017. We drew 1-1. Alexis Sanchez's last away game. I went, scored that free kick, and then Chambers conceded a penalty in the 89th minute in 2017 on New Year's Eve. I went to Man City in November 2017. We lost 3-1. And there was one more game.
Nothing really changes, does it, mate?
Another away game. I cannot remember the top of my head. I've never seen Arsenal win an away game. I've never seen Arsenal
every season.
I've never seen Arsenal win an away game. Like if I'm there, I've never seen Arsenal win an away game. Of course, I've seen them on TV because I've been doing match reactions every time. But I used to go Arsenal a lot. I don't go that much. I only went to one game this season, which was FC Zurich. Someone offered me a free ticket, so technically, I want to start going to a few games next season. I grew up supporting Arsenal. I liked Arsenal, but I'll tell you a secret. Right, in 2008, I almost quitted Arsenal. Of course, I almost joined. I don't know if you remember the game when we lost 5-1 down the road to Tottenham.
Yeah,
in the Carabao Cup.
That was an absolute nightmare.
That was January the 22nd, 2008. We lost 5-1 to Tottenham. It was a Tuesday night, 7:45 kickoff, and we lost 5-1 to Spurs. I threw my Arsenal shirt. I was that close, right? And funny enough, I almost turned into a Manchester United fan. And lucky enough I was in school by then, right? And for me, I was about finishing school around that sort of time. And I've known a lot of people after 15 years later on. And if I did that, my channel would have been about Manchester United. No one wouldn't have noticed me or recognised me that I wouldn't have been an Arsenal supporter. Only my family. Everyone would have said, go to Manchester United. But no, I stick with my Arsenal, man. I support my club to the day I die, innit? Whatever happens.
What was the first game you went to, Luca?
My first Arsenal game I went to was Saturday the 3rd of November, 2007. 12:45 kickoff. Arsenal drew 2-2 against Manchester United at the Emirates. Rooney scored in the 45th minute. Then I remember we equalised. Fabregas scored. And then Ronaldo scored in the 82nd minute. And then Gallas scored where Howard Webb was the referee, but now he's retired. And I remember that it crossed over the line and we all thought the ball was going to touch Gallas. That was my first ever Arsenal game. I've been to Champions Leagues. I went to FC20 in 08-09 season. I went to Barcelona when Fabregas broke his leg. I think that was 09-10 season. And then I've been to Arsenal versus I've been to quite a few Champions League. I went to Monaco when we lost 3-1. And the funny enough is I lost my train ticket that day. So I had to bloody flipping ask the barriers, right? And I had to literally just get myself home. I had to, I said, mate, I need to explain myself. I'm autistic, right? So therefore I had to explain, right? And I went home. And then I managed to get home. We lost 3-1 to Monaco. It was a nightmare to get home. I eventually got home, right, on the train because I live about an hour from London. So, so quite frankly, I got home, and then I've been to loads of games. I used to go to quite a few. I went to a few Premier League matches. I've been to big games in the Champions League. And I'm looking forward to go to the Champions League. I want to try and go to like a couple of games next season. I want to go to at least 3 or 4 games next season. I want to go. I'm looking forward to hear the Champions League music. It's been 7 years we've been crying out for this. And that's my life about me, man. That's my life about me supporting Arsenal Football Club. And I've met a lot of people over the years. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm younger. I'm 30 next year, man. You know what I mean?
I remember what it was like when I used to go on a regular. I mean, when I was going regularly, it was about 86, 87, up until 1991. And I ended up stopped going because of constant like air of impending violence, the policing, which was really like OTT. It was just a nightmare. I just thought, I really don't need this crap. Do you know what I mean? And you know, so I decided to like sort of stop going. And then when things started to improve and I was trying to get back, I couldn't get back because like Arsenal were going through this golden era and under Wenger's like when he like his first period in charge, and yeah, it was just a bit of a nightmare really. So had you know when you were watching football, how would you normally do it, Luca? I mean, you mentioned that you went to a few games and whatnot, but did you used to like watch it on TV a lot, or
what it was. I started watching football. Like I remember watching. Remember when the Champions League used to be on ITV back in the day?
Yeah.
Do you remember when the Premier League used to be on ITV as well? Used to show the odd game and highlights, and had all the writing was different back then. I used to watch that. And do you remember the teletext? Was it CFAX?
Yeah, that's it.
That was good old days. Good. I don't know if that was still about. I don't know if that's still about or not. But I think
there is a site where you can go on and like they do this CFAX thing, but I don't think it's that good.
My first CFAX, what I saw, right, was the early 2000s. Right, I think it was like when we were at Highbury and just after Highbury, right, when we left. And I remember, you remember the League Cup final, right, 25th of February 2007. Right, we lost 2-1 to Chelsea. Chelsea won that. Drogba scored. Walcott scored his first goal in the League Cup final in the 12th minute. Drogba scored in the 20th minute and scored in the 84th minute. Drogba scored, and I complained that day. I was looking at the teletext. I didn't have Sky or anything like that. Right, it was the 06-07. We didn't win anything that season. Right, and it was the first season we actually went to the Emirates from Highbury because we left Highbury. I think it was the Wigan game. We won 4-2. Henri kissed the badge or something, but on the pitch. So I was furious. I was like looking at teletext. I thought, you know what? That's CFAX. And I'm thinking that's teletext. I'm thinking, you know what? Keep that CFAX. It's really entertaining because I used to always click. Like I had my remote control right here, and I used to literally click on it constantly. I was thinking, refreshing the page. I thought 1-0 Arsenal. Great. That got me into football, right? And then Chelsea won, and I was like, so damn. And I actually thought Chelsea cheated in that final at the time.
Tell me about that, Luca. Tell me about that. I remember the game.
Drogba's second goal shouldn't. No, Drogba's equaliser shouldn't have counted. I remember Ballack lobbed the ball on the pitch to Drogba, and Drogba was in an offside position. You have to go and watch it. Type in Drogba's against Arsenal, Carabao Cup final 2007.
I will have another look at it.
Offside on that equaliser. And
I do remember the game, and I remember Walcott's goal. And wasn't that the final when there was loads of like fighting amongst the players?
Yeah, we had Adebayor and oh god, I have to remember. Toure got sent off. We were down to 9 men. I remember. Yeah. I don't know who carried him. Was it the referee or someone was lifting Adebayor on the top of his stomach? Adebayor was lifted up, and then Wenger and Mourinho were fighting, right? And I remember Mourinho and Wenger were fighting, and Mourinho came on the pitch. Wenger came on the pitch to try and stop it. There was a punch up. Fabregas and Lampard both got yellow cards, and I remember that. So
I remember there was I remember Walcott's goal, and I remember this huge fracas on the pitch with all the players, and I remember Wenger and Mourinho getting involved.
We had people like Wilson, Diaby, Julio Baptista.
So was you able to get tickets easy enough for matches during this period?
I think the final was in Cardiff. I can't remember.
Yeah, there was. But no, I mean, I'm talking about regular games that either abroad. It'd been the
Not
Emirates.
those days, no, because I started getting into Arsenal and I learned the history over the days when we won the league in '89 hybrid. So I weren't born in '89, I was born in '94. No. I was born in '94. So quite frankly, I learned the history and watched a few DVDs. I even got Arsenal DVDs. A friend of mine who used to do YouTube, who currently was alive. I don't know if, but I'm not going to mention it anyway. But quite frankly, he obviously gave me loads of Arsenal DVDs, and for me, like I've watched it and I've learned a little bit of history, but I already knew it anyway because I watched a few YouTube clips. I remember '89, the Michael Thomas goal. I remember obviously the Cup Winners' Cup '94. The year I was born, I think we beat Parma 2-0. The likes of Paul Merson and them lot were playing. 2001-2 when we won the league, Ljungberg Will toured at Old Trafford. 03-04, the invincible season. Then from there we just went downhill. So quite we won 1 year FA Cup in 05, but yeah.
During Wenger's first 10 years, it was like, well, it was my experience that it was almost impossible to get tickets.
Well, it was because Wenger, for me, when he first came in I think it was 96, he came, right? Wenger came in 96 to 2018, 22 years. Wenger's first game, I think, was Blackburn at Highbury, and we won the game. I think it was 2-0. I think it was 2-0, right? And it was impossible because it would have been impossible, Warren, because quite frankly, we were winning things. We had a proper
and not only that, the ground
before Edward the Cronkies and Vinay and all them lot came in. Right.
Yeah, because the ground had changed from being a 60,000 capacity stadium.
Yeah, because we had
38,000. So it was always going to be a problem.
Highbury wasn't. When we moved and we burned the stadium down, and we were told to compete with but we haven't. We've only won FA Cups.
I agree with you about that. I think we would have been better off staying where we were, but we couldn't.
We could have been, yeah, but we didn't. And I remember we had David Dean, because I remember I was reading. Do you remember when Thierry Henry was linked to Barcelona? David Dean, I think it was around that sort of time, right, before he was leaving, because Stan Kroenke had shares in that football club. Kroenke's been with us since 2007, but he took control in 2018. But he was part of some shares because I think he had 67% of the club and someone had 33% of the club. And I think it was Elisa Bracell, someone called Bracell Smith.
Yeah, there was loads of shares held by lots of different people.
Sold the shares to Stan because Usmanov wanted to take control of the football club in 2018. Someone called Lady Bracell Smith or something. I can't remember the name.
Can you imagine? Like we could have been.
Usmanov would have taken over. We would have been challenging with people like Liverpool and Man City.
No, I know, but Luca, they would have done to us what they did to Chelsea if he'd got control of it. Do you know what I mean? And not being able to charge for tickets, no, mate. Looking back at it, I wanted him at the time. I did, but after what's happened,
Peter Hillwood was a good chairman back in the day. Huh? Right? Peter Hillwood, remember Peter Hillwood?
Yeah, I do, mate, and I remember his dad as well.
Dean was the proper one, right? He was the proper one, what I've been told. He was the proper one, right? I don't know much. I don't remember everything about it, but I know he was the proper one. I remember Thierry Henry went to Barcelona right after the first season when we moved from Highbury to the Emirates in 06-07 season. And then we went, Henry was going to stay at Arsenal. And I read an article, because I don't believe paper talk, right, until it officially happens, until someone's hold the shirt, right? But Henry, right, was going to stay at Arsenal for another season or so. And then he decided to go to Barcelona. We let him go. And then we started to become a selling club that season.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think that deal was all him going to Barcelona was
wanted to
it
win.
was provoked by the fact that Arsene couldn't tell him whether he was staying or not.
But he was going to stay. You know what I mean? But quite frankly,
Arsene was saying to him, I'm not sure. Because you know what
didn't know that he was going to stay, Warren.
Huh?
Wenger didn't even know Warren, because David Dean, I swear, he turned around and said that Henry was actually, he was going to keep him. And then Wenger turned around and didn't have a clue what was going to happen.
No, exactly. So with that, I think Thierry thought, well, if I'm not sure who the coach is going to be, I'm going to go. And that's what I think that's what happened. If I remember, I think that's what I read, and I think that's what I remember happening. But you know, it was quite sad when Thierry went. But I think he unwittingly, it was difficult for the other players in the team to play with him because he was so demanding of them, and they found that and so he should have been as well, to be quite frank. But I don't know. It's just I don't think that the other players could cope with him being in the team, and they should have been able to cope with him. That's the problem. I'm not attacking him or whatnot, and I never would. But I think he became difficult for the other players to play with because of his character and whatnot. But he should have been demanding of them, and that's what I want. And because too many of them are on easy street, and we haven't got enough players who are demanding of them, in my opinion. But
100%, because for me, I just look at it like we could have actually kept players like that, because I remember Robin van Persie was sold, and apparently he come out in the meeting and said years after that, thinking that I was never told to get given a contract. They wanted me to leave. Not really. Van Persie, Van Paven wanted to go to bloody Manchester United because he wanted to win things. He had 1 year left on his deal. We sold him for I think it was about 24 million. And then
United the title. That's the problem. When we sold him, he was all
really,
they needed when they did. And that's unforgivable. That in itself was a sackable offence.
It was. It is sackable.
Do you know what I mean? Because everyone attacks him.
Yeah.
But I heard one of the major reasons he left to go to United was because he saw there was a lack of ambition at the club. And there was no ambition. Yeah. They didn't go out and do what was required. It's not like they ain't got the money. They didn't do what was required to compete. And it's still bloody going on to this day.
But it is. But this is the thing. It might have actually proved a little bit right now. We've managed to get Martinelli signed a contract, Saka to sign a contract, Ramsdale to sign a contract. But we're still doing the same old little individual things. Why are we not getting our business done? Why are we not getting Declan Rice down the line? Why do we have to be the football club that we have to wait until after the Conference League final? Chelsea are about to sign a sporting... I said this last night, right, on my channel yesterday with TJ Warren and Jez and Steve, right? I said, why are we the football club? Why are we getting beaten by Chelsea to transfers, right? I don't trust Edu at this football club. Hence why I'm negative on my channel. And I'm being a realist.
He's useless, mate. He doesn't know what he's doing. None of them do.
He doesn't know what he's doing. And I 100% agree with you. You are spot on. Because for me, Warren, right, he does not know what he's doing. Because why is it that in January he put a bid in to try and get Calcedo, right? But we end up getting Jorginho. Did Mikel Arteta want Jorginho in the first place? Probably not. But he's got on with it now. Edu, for me, he needs to prove me wrong. This summer is huge. Go and get Declan Rice.
It's been huge every season since we left Highbury, in my opinion. Since about, I was saying it the other day, I think
we won a trophy for 3
years.
We could have won the league this
season. It's ridiculous.
We could have won the title.
Goes on year on year on year. They've got no ambition. They don't want to be successful. And as far as I'm concerned, the whole lot of them need to go.
Are you Arteta in or Arteta out?
Out, 100%. I've never, ever except for
I never
3
wanted the manager in
days.
the first place.
I've never had any confidence in him, right? I don't think he should have been appointed in the first place. How can you give a job like he has to someone with zero experience?
100%.
Right.
I said this. I had an old channel, right, called Arsenal Vlogs, and I got rid of it 3 years ago, right? And for me, right, that already got me about 1,400 subs, right? And for me, I look at it now, right, and that channel may have gone was going places. But however, I never wanted Mikel Arteta in the first place because
No,
I
I didn't.
knew, and even he was linked when Wenger left in 2018. Right, Arteta was the first name to be linked to the job, but Unai Emery got the job. Emery took us to a European final with a weak squad, right, with Socrates, Liechtensteiner, Mkhitaryan, Lucas Torreira, Welbeck, Ramsey, Petr Cech, and Denis Suarez of all people, right? We got to a European final and got battered by Chelsea, right, 4-1. Hazard masterclass. And then Arteta comes in, where Allegri was linked to the job, right? And at that time, in his prime, he was good. I don't think Allegri isn't good enough anymore now. But I think Allegri at that time, about 4 or 5 years ago, he was in his prime. So,
would you take him for the Italian national team?
100%. 100%.
Because I think he's tactically switched on. I think he really is very smart.
He is. He's not doing well for Juventus. Juventus are in a mess at the moment. They've been getting deducted points at the moment. 1 minute they got their points back, and now they've been deducted 10 points again.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Now they could be in Conference League, which that makes them favourites winning the Conference League next season. Villa could be in contention of winning it because Emery has.
When you look at it, you have to say that Italian football is going through a bit of a resurgence. Right?
Yeah,
you've got Inter Milan in the final of the Champions League.
You've got Roma.
You've got Roma
in the final
of the Europa League. And now you've got Fiorentina playing West Ham.
Napoli got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, right? Napoli got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and everybody thought Napoli were going to get to the final. Everybody thought Napoli were going to get to the final. I didn't think they weren't going to get to the final, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, they should have done. I mean, but there was talk about Napoli wanting not Nketiah, the other young fella that we've got, Balogun. They are interested in signing him on a permanent, as a replacement for Osimhen or whatever his name is. But Luca, this situation with Arsenal, I just don't understand why Arteta was appointed. I don't think he's got the credentials to do the job. Nothing he's done since he's been here, even now, I just don't think he's the right man. I think he's still learning on the job.
Yeah.
But the problem is, because of his arrogance, he finds it difficult to listen and learn on the job.
This is the thing, and this is the problem. This fan base call me negative and toxic, right? I don't know if you have Twitter or not, but for me,
no, I won't stand for it, Luca.
No.
If someone comes at me saying that stuff, I have a go back.
So do I.
Even
Jez said it last night, and I 100% agree with Jez. Right? He thinks it's the fan base. I 100% agree. This fan base are believing and sucking it all in, thinking that Edu is doing bits. Right? Well, he's not doing bits. He has to prove to me in the summer. The board and Mikel Arteta have to prove me wrong. Why is it that other fans and other individuals are saying, he got you into a title race, Luca? Cool. Yes, he may have got us into a title race, but he bottled an 8-point lead in April. We were top of the league. We come up against a Liverpool side where we were cruising for 40 minutes in that game. Right, we should have battered Liverpool at Anfield, right? And I don't care what Liverpool fans, what they say or anything like that, whether they can hear me or not. But I'm looking at it right now. He bottled it. The game manager was the problem, and this is the problem with this manager. This manager does not know how to game manage when the pressure is on, when it matters.
No, exactly.
Like Zinchenko in that game. Zinchenko's for me,
I'm telling you now,
substitution. Yeah.
he wouldn't last 5 minutes in Spain or in Italy. He wouldn't.
If you put him in the top, but if you put him in the top, and Lee Gunner says this all the time, right? I watch Lee Gunner every day, right? And for me, even he said Real Madrid have got Carlo Ancelotti in charge, but they're sacking him. Even if Real Madrid won, he hasn't won. Real Madrid, I don't think they've not won much trophies this year. I think they've only won like one cup.
No, exactly. But they won't tolerate it, mate. I've seen one of my best friends, right? She's from Madrid, right? And she was in London when we played Real Madrid. I think it was Lee Dixon's testimonial. So I took her to Highbury to see it. And we were in the ground. Real Madrid, it was a proper like friendly. There was no tackles going in. So it was brilliant for me because I could see the technique of these players and how skillful they were. But we battered them 3-1 and she was not happy, right? And at the time, the coach of Real Madrid was John Toshak, right? And he was walking around the pitch. I don't know why he was doing it, but he was walking around the pitch. And she had this bottle, like this plastic bottle, right? And she went to attack him, and I had to physically restrain her. And I was going to her, look, calm down. It's only a friendly. She turned around to me and goes, Warren, Real Madrid do not play friendlies. And her house, her flat's about 20 minutes on the bus to the ground. And like when they're playing, she's got the windows open. You can hear them. You can hear the fans, and I was just thinking, oh my God. I was thinking she's going to end up getting me banned, like from Highbury. And I was thinking, I don't want this. But that there just shows you the difference in the mentality.
Yeah,
right?
That's
the don't play friendly.
You could take your family, you could take your kids back in the day, whenever they were born back in Highbury, and they grow up and look at them and saying, we want back in the day, back in then, we were winning league titles, we were winning the doubles. Like 1971, I weren't even born in the 70s, right? But in 1971, we were winning the double, we were winning league cups. 89, we won the league. We had to beat Liverpool by 2 clear goals, and we done it. 04, we won the league. The last time we won a league title. People growing up through the Highbury days want to see that now.
No,
we haven't won a league title for 20 years.
Mate, I'm sorry, but I can't stand the Emirates. I refuse to go in there.
I love the Emirates. I love the look. For me, I've never been to Highbury, but for me, I love the Emirates. I don't have a problem with the Emirates, but
I do. I've got a big problem.
We're not winning league titles, and
I just think it's an issue that's like I just don't like it. And this thing with the what do you call it? The crest. I'm sorry, but that is really bad. Yeah. What they did with that crest, man, they should never, ever have got rid of the crest. It's like a cornerstone of the club. And then just and the bloody cannon's not even facing the right direction.
What was telling me that? Like the cannon for me is on the wrong way round.
Well, it is the wrong way round. 100%.
It is.
I mean, I know. Like 100, like really back in the early days of the club, it was pointing the same way as it is now. But we've had that badge for years and years and years and years.
But you look at this. The thing. I've got to bounce in 5 minutes, right? But what I will say, but you can carry on. But what I was saying was, I think it was this season or last season. Do you remember the yellow kit? In the 2022 season, a couple of years ago, right? The cannon was on the wrong way around.
And I know, but this is just what I'm talking about. The people making the decisions at the club clearly haven't got a clue what they're doing, because otherwise they wouldn't be doing stuff like this. Do you know what I mean? That's why I want them all gone, Luca. And I want them replaced with proper people. I want David O'Leary brought in. Do you know what I mean? David O'Leary should be coming in. Inside out. He lives and breathes it.
See, this is the thing, right? We need proper boards, but these owners don't care. That's
why I want them out. That's why I'm going for him, Luca. because for me, it all starts there, right? They're the ones who can hire and fire people. They're the ones that aren't overseeing on a day-to-day basis what is going on and like calling these people to account. Yes, the fans need to do it as well. And we shoulder a large part of the responsibility for it. But at the end of the day, none of us have got the power to actually turn around to say, Arteta and Edu, we're terminating your contract tonight. We haven't. Do you know what I mean? But they're not seeing on a daily basis what's going on. For example, and they don't know about football. Otherwise, Edu would not get away with paying £1.5 million or £3 million, whatever it was.
One final thing I will 100%. One final thing I'll say, because I have to bounce after this, right? Yeah. The thing is with Edu, right? This fan base may call me negative, toxic, whatever. You're overreacting, right? I sometimes do overreact, but for me, people are not realizing that they don't know what the ambition is to win league titles.
No, exactly.
The aim for an elite sport is to win trophies. If you're competing for a cross country or a marathon, you want to be number one. And this is the problem. But this is the problem. But the thing is, Warren, is that I 100% agree with you. But with Edu and all this board, he's chilling on holiday. He doesn't care about Arsenal Football Club, and he should care. Because he won the league title in 03-04 season. He was a part of an invincible season.
But he doesn't get it. That's the problem, man. But anyway, I'm going to bring it to an end. You need to go, buddy.
Because I've got to go.
So, look, thanks very much for coming on. I really enjoyed chatting to you.
Thank you very much.
Please, everyone, make sure you go and subscribe to Luca's channel.
Is this a pre-record? Is this a pre-record? Is this a pre-record?
Is it? Yeah. I'm recording it. I'm going to let it
out.
When
will it be uploaded so I
can Tuesday.
Right, I'll watch it.
I'm going to do it as a premiere.
Yeah.
Right. So when I do the premiere, I'll send you the link in case you want to come in the chat and talk to people as well.
Wise, man. Right? Just let me know if you ever need me to collab, and I'll.
All right. So I'm gonna. I'm asking everyone to please go and follow this guy. Right, you see, he's very passionate about Arsenal.
I am passionate, but people don't realise it's cool, man. But
you showed it today, man. So fair play to you.
I've shown it. I've been on it for 45 minutes, 47 minutes, and he's giving it all out to you
on his channel. So make sure you go and follow him. And
AFC, we're 25 away from 3,200. Let's see if we can hit that by the end of the month.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
25.
So I'm gonna say goodbye to Luca now. I'm gonna play the intro again, and then I'm gonna let Luca go off. But thanks ever so much. The link is gonna be in the description, people. Yeah. And when I do the premiere, I'm gonna keep throwing it in the chat. All right. So I'm probably gonna do that Tuesday sometime.
Just drop me a DM and let me know. And let me
of course,
know
mate. Of course. But thanks again, Luca. I really do appreciate it. Top man.
See you later.
So let's just do that.